Lillahi ta'ala. Alhamdulillah. We're moving right along. Ma'asi al-yadain, the sins of the hands. قال المؤلف رحمه الله, said the author, may Allah have mercy upon him. فصل, section. ومن معاصي اليدين التطفيف في الكيل والوزن والذرع. Amongst the sins of the hands is cheating in volume and weight and length. Yani, in measure. You cheat in the measurement when you sell. Whatever way it's supposed to be measured. الشرح, the explanation, هذا الفصل معقود لبيان معاصي اليدين. This section is dedicated to clarifying the sins of the hands. فمنها التطفيف في الكيل والوزن والذرع. Amongst them, and this is the second longest section amongst all the sins. Longest section is sins of the body. Second longest section is sins of the hands. So we're going to be here for a while, inshallah. Third longest section is sins of the tongue. You saw how long we were there. وَهُوَ مِنَ الْكَبَائِرِ, that's one of the major sins. قال الله تعالى, said God exalted is He. وَيْلٌ لِلْمُطَفِّفِينَ, woe to the cheaters. الَّذِينَ إِذَا اكْتَالُوا عَلَى النَّاسِ يَسْتَوْفُونَ, those whom when they measure with the people, yani they measure by volume, اكتالوا. Yani when they buy from people by volume, يَسْتَوْفُونَ, they make sure they get every single amount. Every gram, for example. Every milligram. وَإِذَا كَالُوهُمْ أَوْ وَزَنُوهُمْ يُخْسِرُونَ, and when they sell to others in volume or weight, they cheat. By, for example, putting their thumb on the scale so that the price comes up heavier. Or by some other way. وَالْوَيْلُ هُوَ شِدَّةُ الْعَذَابِ. Wail, I said woe to. So, this woe refers to intense torture. وَقَدْ وَرَدَ أَنَّ الْوَيْلَ وَادٍ فِي جَهَنَّمْ. It came in narrated tradition that Al-Wail is a valley in hell. A valley in the pit of hell. عمقه مسافة 40 خريفا. Its depth is the distance of 40 autumns. وهو للكفار, and it is for the disbelievers. وقد فسرت الآية المطففين بأنهم هم الذين إذا اكتالوا على الناس. And the ayah of the Quran here, it explained who are the mutaffifin. They are those who, when they get volume, when they buy in yani bulk, for example, they buy by volume from the people, على الناس أي من الناس يستوفون حقوقهم. يستوفون حقوقهم منهم. They fulfill their rights from them. أي يأخذونها كاملة, meaning they take what they want exactly, completely. Yani, you can't cheat them. It's like as they say. Yani, they say something, I can't really say it here. Maybe you know it. It's like, if I say it in easy terms, you can't get over on someone who gets over on people. But there's a harsher way to say that. Means he knows it. He knows the game. MashaAllah. وَإِذَا كَالُوهُمْ أَوْ وَزَنُوهُمْ, and if they were to sell to them by volume or weight, أي من أموالهم للغير يخسرون أي ينقصون, they short them, they shortchange them. وفي حكم ذلك التطفيف في الذرع. And what has the same meaning here is cheating in length. بأن يشد يده وقت البيع ويرخيها وقت الشراء. Which would be that when he's selling, he makes sure he straighten his arm out completely. His arm is the measuring stick. When he's selling, he makes sure he stretches his arm out completely. But when when he's buying, he makes sure he stretches out his arm completely to get exactly the full amount. But when he's selling, then he will leave his elbow bent a little bit so that his arm doesn't extend fully, so that he could charge the person, he could give the person less, so they could shortchange the person. Subhanallah. I remember once when I was a kid, I grew up in the projects. There was a lady, she had a store in her house. So I went to her store to buy some shoestrings, if you know those red candies, those long red things. We called them shoestrings. I had $1. They were a penny each, so I wanted 100. So I knocked on her door. Can I get $1 worth of shoestrings? So she gave me the shoestrings, closed the door. I sat right there by her door. I counted each one. There was only 99 there. So I knocked on her door. I said, "You only gave me 99." Then she gave me one more. She didn't say anything. She just gave me one more, and then I left. Subhanallah. قال المؤلف رحمه الله, said the author, may Allah have mercy upon him. والسرقة, and stealing or thievery. ويحد إن سرق ما يساوي ربع دينار من حرزه بقطع يده اليمنى. One would be punished with the revealed punishment if he stole the equivalent of a quarter of a dinar, a quarter of a golden coin. If he stole the equivalent of the quarter of a golden coin, so yani, if one golden coin is like 100, then a quarter is 25. Yeah, a quarter. Like maybe I'll just call it a quarter here to make it easy for myself. So here he stole this quarter. Wow. Imagine stealing a quarter and getting your hand cut off. But this is a quarter of a golden dinar. Min hirzihi, from its secured place. From its secured place. From its secured place, that depends on each kind of thing. Some things, it's enough to secure them to, for example, just put them behind a gate, or just to put them in your house and close the door. And some things, the way to secure them is to put them in the closet, for example, or to put them in a safe. What are you going to do with the likes of a diamond or maybe a pistol? You might keep it in a safe, for example. Not going to just leave it on the kitchen table or something. So taking it from its secured place is a condition for amputation. One would be punished if he stole a quarter of a golden coin from its secured place, the equivalent of the quarter, a quarter of a golden coin from its secured place. His right hand would be amputated. ثم إن عاد فرجله اليسرى. Then, if he does it again, it would be his left foot that would be amputated. ثم يده اليسرى. Then his right hand, his left hand. Then his left hand, if he did it a third time, ثم رجله اليمنى. Then his right foot, if he stole a fourth time. Somehow. الشرح, the explanation. أن السرقة من الكبائر المجمع على تحريمها المعلومة من الدين بالضرورة. The explanation is that thievery is amongst the major sins by consensus, known in the religion by necessity. So once we say known in the religion by necessity, then means denying this issue is blasphemy. Unless you were a new Muslim or someone like a new Muslim. وهي في الأخذ وهي في الأصل أخذ مال الغير خفية. Originally, thievery, yani sariqa, or stealing, it is taking another's money stealthily, sneaking. ليس اعتمادا على القوة في العلن. Thievery, by this definition, sariqa, that is, this Arabic word sariqa, I'm going to translate it as stealing or thievery. It's not to take someone's belongings relying on strength. It's not taking someone's belongings or another's right in the open relying on strength. أو اعتمادا على الهرب في العلن. Nor is it the case of relying on flight in the open. فإن الأول من هذين غصب. The first of these two cases, which is to take someone else's right openly using force, is called غصب, which is strong arming and extortion and vicking, according to maybe some old slang, and brodying, like this, yani, and getting your stuff took. What they used to say in New York. He got his jewels ran. Run those jewels. وَالثَّانِي اخْتِلَاسٌ. The second one, which is relying on flight openly, this is looting. حتى لو سرق السارق بيضة فهو ملعون. Even if the thief stole merely an egg, he shall be cursed, damned. لحديث لعن الله السارق يسرق البيضة. God damn a thief who stole an egg. God damn a thief who stole merely an egg. رواه البخاري ومسلم. Al-Bukhari and Muslim narrated that. ولا يدخل الآكل من الوديعة بغير رضا صاحبها في حكم السرقة. السرقة المترجمة. السرقة المترجمة. And the embezzler is not included under the judgment of the thief. Yani, not included under the judgment of thievery that has this title that we are reading now. Sariqa. Yani, embezzlement, which you might call stealing. All these cases, you might call them stealing. In English, that is. Or maybe in Arabic, I don't know if you're going to really call it sariqa in all those cases. But all these cases, you would say he stole from me, whether he did it openly, whether he forced you, whether he snuck, whether he looted, he grabbed it and ran, whether he embezzled. Embezzlement means the money was left with him and he was skimming off the top, for example. Like he's a treasurer, so he has access to money. So then, every now and then, he opens the box and takes some money for himself. This one does not have the judgment of the sariq who gets his hand amputated. More literally, what the Sheikh said is the one who consumes the deposit. The meaning of deposit here is what was left in your care. That's all. Not for you to use it. It's not a loaned item to you, only to hold it. So without the acceptance of the owner, then this thing that you accepted to hold and protect, then you cannot consume it. لأن السرقة المترجمة هي التي توجب الحد. Because the thievery under this legal title is that one that uh, dictates, that warrants, not just warrants, dictates the revealed punishment. وهؤلاء ثلاثة الغصب والاختلاس والأكل من الوديعة بغير رضا صاحبها. And those three things, the strong arming and the looting and the embezzlement, لا توجب الحد. They don't dictate revealed punishment. بل فيها تعزير. Rather, for them is punishment under the caliph's discretion. على حسب ما يراه الحاكم. ومن حكم السرقة حد السارق. And one of the rules of thievery is the revealed punishment for the thief. الملتزم للأحكام. This part, الملتزم للأحكام, I'm not sure what that means. إن سرق ما يساوي ربع دينار من الذهب الخالص المحض. This punishment is carried out on the one who stole the equivalent of the quarter of a golden dinar. Golden dinar here being pure gold. And it's not merely being a single coin that is the measure, but it is the weight of that golden coin that is the measure. In the sacred law, they say dinar. Dinar is a golden coin. But to them, the dinar had a particular measure. So a dinar had a measure, and a dinar is measured by mithqals. So it's not the number of the coin that's the issue, and then he stole a quarter of that. It's the weight of the golden coin, and that here is, if we suppose that it were purely gold, pure gold, yani pure gold. How many carats is pure gold? I don't know. Let's see if Google says. Bismillah. How many carats is pure gold? Pure gold is 24 carats. This means that for every 24 parts of a gold alloy, 24 parts are pure gold. Interesting. Let me share this image with you here. It says here, gold purity chart. So you can see here top, 24 karat is pure gold. Okay. Now I know. And then you can see as the number decreases, the purity of the gold decreases. They give you a percentage here, and they have a visual aid for you too. Percentage on the right side, visual aid on the left side. So 18 karat gold is 75% gold. 14 carat, yani 12 carat is 50% gold. Well, I guess it should be if 24 is pure gold. So interesting. So what are we saying here? Sometimes I get mixed up with all these icons on the bottom of the screen. So here, إن سرق ما يساوي ربع دينار من الذهب الخالص المحض. This is when we say he stole a quarter of a golden coin. This is if what he stole is equal to the quarter of a 24 carat dinar. 24 carat dinar, so pure gold. أو ما خالصه يبلغ ذلك. Or if it's not 24 carats, but if you just remove whatever is extra, the amount of pure gold is worth a quarter of a dinar or more. So that's what he stole. He stole something, if it were a golden coin, even if it weren't pure gold, but it still has enough value that it's the value of a quarter of a dinar. Yeah, I think the issue is clear for you. من حرزه, from its secured place, وهو يختلف باختلاف الأموال والأحوال والأوقات. And a secured place varies with the varying kinds of money and situations and times. أما وأما ما سرق من غير حرزه, and as for anything stolen not from its secured place, فلا تقطع به يد السارق, then the hand of the thief is not amputated for that. Like, for example, what he stole is just left on the person's front porch. So that's not secured place there. He stole somebody's Amazon package from his front porch or in front of his door. So the hand is not amputated for the likes of this because it was not stolen from secured place. فحرز الدراهم والدنانير مثلا غير حرز أثاث البيت. And so the secured place of golden and silver coins, for example, is different from the secured place of house furniture. وحرز الماشية المراح, the secured place for a flock is the stable. وهو المكان الذي تبيت فيه الماشية. That's the place where the flock or the animals spend the night. وحرز الثمر المعلق الجرين. I don't know how to translate that. ووجدنا في العرف والعادة أن الأحراز تختلف باختلاف الأموال فكان الاعتبار في الحكم بالقطع بذلك. And we have found in the norm يعني and according to what's customary that the secured places vary. They vary depending on the varying kinds of monies. And therefore, the regard in the judgment to amputating the judgment of amputation depends on that. Yani that needs to be regarded before you rush to cut the person's hand off. فإذا تقرر هذا, so if this is settled, نظرت, you look, فإن كان المال من الذهب أو الفضة أو الجواهر, if the money were gold or silver or gems, أو من متاع البزازين أي الذين يبيعون الثياب والقماش الحريرية ونحوه, or if this money were the merchandise of the clothing merchants and cloth merchants. أو العطارين أي الذين يبيعون العطور والأعشاب الطيبة المستعملة للتداوي ونحوها. Or if this money were the money of the perfume sellers. أو الصيادلة أي الذين يركبون الأدوية أو يبيعونها. Or if this money were the money of the pharmacists, those who put the medicine together. فإن ترك في الدكان في السوق وأغلق عليه الباب. So this money that we just described, yani the money of the the clothing salesman or the perfume salesman or the pharmacist, if this money were left in the store at the market, so there's a market with stores, so he left his money in the store, وأغلق عليه الباب, and then he locked the door, and he closed the door, وأقفل, and then he locked it, فهو محرز or محرز, not sure. But I mean, then this is enough to make it secured. Now, it is validly, properly secured in this way. That's normal. For the one who has a store and he has merchandise in his store at the market, yani his store is part of the market. For him, when he leaves and he pulls down his gate and locks up, then this is secured. So the one who steals there, if he got at least a quarter of a dinar, then he deserves his hand cut off. بالنهار وأما الليل. This is the case if it's daytime. If he locked it up like I described for you now, at daytime, this is secured. This is secure. وأما الليل. As for the night, فإن كان الأمر ظاهرا فهو محرز or محرز بذلك. As for the nighttime, if the night is apparently safe, like it's safe area, calm area, not wild place, then it's still secured. وإن كان الأمر غير ظاهر فإن كان في الدكان أو في السوق حافظ فهو محروز بذلك. If the night is not apparently safe, then along with locking up his store, if there's a guard also, then this is secured. وإن لم يكن فيه حافظ فهو غير محروز. But if there is no guard, there's no security at night in a place that's not safe, even though he locked up his stuff in the store, this is not secured. وإن لم يقفل عليه فإن كان في الدكان أو في السوق حافظ متيقظ فهو محروز. And if his store is not locked, but he does have a guard, if the store is not locked, but he does have a guard, then it's still secured. وإن لم يقفل عليه فإن كان في الدكان أو في السوق حافظ متيقظ فهو محروز وإن لم يكن فيه حافظ أو كان فيه حافظ نائم. Yeah, so it would be considered secured if there's a guard there, if he's woke, not sleep. But if the store is not locked, but it has a guard and the guard is asleep, then this is not secured. So Sheikh, what is he doing here? He's helping us understand what it means for some money to be secured in case it were stolen. So whether it's secured or it's not secured, if it got stolen, that's haram. But if it's secured and it was stolen by stealthily taking it from its secured place, and it's worth at least the quarter of a golden coin, then this person deserves his hand to be amputated. وَإِن تُرِكَ ذَلِكَ فِي بَيْتٍ نَظَرْتَ.
And if this money were left in a house, then you look. فإن كان البيت في البلاد والقرى المسكونة فإن كان البيت مغلقا فهو محروز. Then, if this house were in some towns that where people live, yani it's not like secluded house, it's in a town or in a village where people live, and the house was locked with a key, فهو محروز, then it's secured. سواء كان في البيت حافظ أو لم يكن, whether the house had a guard or not. لأن العادة جرت بإحراز المال فيها هكذا, because it's normal to secure things in a house this way, to put it in the house and lock the door, even without a guard. وإن كان البيت غير مغلق, and if the house is not locked, فإن كان في البيت حافظ متيقظ فهو محروز, then if there's a guard who's woke, then it's still secured. وإن لم يكن في الدار حافظ, but if there were no guard in the house, أو كان فيه حافظ نائم, or there was a guard in the house but he was asleep, فليس بمحرز or محرز, then it's not secured. إلا أن يكون في الدار خزانة مغلقة, unless in this house there's still a safe, like a locker or a safe. فما فيها محرز, anything in this locked locker or this locked safe, even though the house was not locked, whatever is in that safe or locker is secured. So then stealing it's going to get your hand cut off. وإن لم يكن في الدار حافظ, even if there is no guard in the house. روى مسلم من حديث عائشة رضي الله تعالى عنها. Muslim narrated from the hadith of Aisha, may Allah accept from her, أنها قالت, that she said, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, the messenger of Allah صلى الله عليه وسلم said, لا تقطع يد سارق إلا في ربع دينار فصاعدا. The hand of a thief is not amputated but for the quarter of a golden coin or more. ويشترط في ذلك ألا تكون للسارق في المال الذي سرقه شبهة فيه. That's what I just told you now. And it's a condition that the thief would not have any obscurity concerning this money. فلا يحد بسرقة حصر مسجد وقناديله مال بيت المال وصدقة أي زكاة وموقوف وكان من المستحقين. And so therefore, a person would not get his hand cut off for stealing a chandelier from the masjid, for example. Why? Because the masjid is the money of the Muslims, and he's one of the Muslims. So that's not permissible, but he's not going to get his hand cut off. Or if he stole from the Muslim treasury, he's not going to get his hand cut off because that's the money of the Muslims. He's one of the Muslims. Or that money was zakat money, or that money was money from a dedication, a waqf, and he's amongst the people who are eligible for this zakat or waqf, but he took it without permission. Then he's not going to get his hand cut off. وَمَالِ بَعْضِهِ أي فرعه كولده أو أصله كأبيه أو سيده. Also, to take the money of
someone who came from him or someone he came from. That means he stole his own son money, for example, his own son or daughter's money, or he stole his father's money or his mother's money. Then he does not get his hand cut off here. Or a slave stole some of his master's money. He does not get his hand cut off here. Hmm. Let me take a minute really quick to remind you what money is before I continue reading. Money is ma yutamawwalu bihi. This means that which is used for exchange. That which is useful for. That which is useful for bartering. That which is useful for bartering. Bartering means exchanging, trading. Bartering is just selling. But people tend to use bartering for trading with other than cash, such as how incarcerated people deal. They barter for the most part because they don't have access to cash. So they are using food and clothing and hygienics like soap, for example, and things like this. Or they might be using tobacco. So all of that is money because it's used for trading, for exchanging. It has monetary value. So that's money. And money is two kinds to remind you. First kind is called bullion. That means gold or silver. The second kind is called arul. That means merchandise. Everything that's not gold or silver, anything that's not gold or silver is merchandise. That includes paper money. Don't say what some people say that paper money is worthless. It's not accurate. Yeah, it's merely a piece of paper. Yeah, if you have a $1 bill and a $10 bill, there's no difference, it seems, but the ink that's printed on there. So why should one be worth more than the other? But the fact that it is, even religiously, that's valid. So that paper money is money. Don't say it's not money. Uh, so that's money. When we say if a person stole money, so now you know. And you can tell from the examples we gave. Because we said, what if he stole the clothing from the clothing salesman, or he stole perfume, or he stole medicine from the pharmacy, or he stole someone's animal from the barn or the stable? That's all stealing money. وقد شرع تعالى حد السرقة لحفظ المال. Allah sanctioned the revealed punishment for thievery for preserving the money. لأن حفظ المال أمر مهم, because preserving money is an important matter. وكيفية الحد أن تقطع يده اليمنى من الكوع. And the procedure for the revealed punishment is for the right hand to be severed from the wrist. ولو سرق مرارا, yani what I know is that they're going to dislocate his hand. They're going to dislocate it. And then they're going to chop it off from the wrist. Then they're going to put that into boiling oil to seal the veins. Now it's over. But had that been for Yani, they're going to put him in jail for like 5 years. Allah is wise. He's wiser. Uh, huh? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying this is how the religion punishes the thief. You're going to get your hand cut off, and then it's over. So that means you're not going to go to jail for 5 years, 10 years, for example. So I'm saying Allah is wiser for revealing this punishment. Had it been left to a kafir, for example, he's going to put you in jail for like 10 years. And he thinks that's the right thing to do because he doesn't know. ولو سرق مرارا قبل القطع ثم in and this is how he's going to get punished even if he stole many times before he got caught. Yeah, and if he stole many times before he got caught, he's going to get one hand cut off because now he just finally got caught. ثم إن عاد بعد قطع اليمنى إلى السرقة ثانيا فبقطع رجله اليسرى من الكعب. Then if he goes back and steals again after he got his hand cut off the first time, then they're going to cut off his his left foot from the ankle. ثم إن عاد ثالثا فبقطع يده اليسرى. And then if he returns and does it a third time, it's going to be by cutting off his left hand. ثم إن عاد رابعا فبقطع رجله اليمنى من الكعب. And then if he steals a fourth time, it's going to result in having his right foot cut off from the ankle. ثم إن عاد خامسا. Then if he returns to steal a fifth time, somehow, عزر, then he will be punished according to the ruler's discretion. كما لو كان ساقط الأطراف أولا ولا يقتل. Just like if from the beginning he didn't have any limbs, then he's going to be punished by the caliph's discretion, and he's not killed when he steals the fifth time after he got all those extremities cut off. He's not killed. وما ورد في ذلك من القتل فهو منسوخ أو مؤول. And what was narrated about this concerning killing him the fifth time is abrogated, or it has an alternative interpretation. It is not to be taken literally. بِقَتْلِهِ إِذَا اسْتَحَلَّهَا. That what it really means is to kill him if he legalizes the thievery, not just for the mere thievery. ثُمَّ يُغْمَسُ مَحَلُّ الْقَطْرِ فِي الزَّيْتِ الْمُغْلَى. Then the severed spot, the spot of the amputation, will be dipped into boiling oil. لِتَنْسَدَّ أَفْوَاهُ الْعُرُوقُ. To seal the veins. فائدة, benefit. من المسائل التي تخفى على بعض الناس. One of the cases that is unknown to some people is أنه إذا دخل السارق المسلم ليسرق, is that if a Muslim thief breaks in to steal, ثم انتبه له صاحب المنزل, and then the homeowner catches wind of him, is aware of his presence, فأراد أن يهرب, and then the thief wanted to run, ولم يكن معه سلاح يخشى صاحب البيت أن يضربه به, and this thief does not have a weapon that the homeowner fears to be hit with, لا يجوز له ضربه أو قتله أو جرحه وهو هارب. It is not permissible to strike him or kill him or wound him while he's fleeing. Yeah, that's what someone might do, especially a kafir. You'll be running away and he has a shotgun and you're still in range, but you're running and your back is turned, he'll blow your back out. So you can't do that for the Muslim thief who's running away and he doesn't have a weapon to hurt you with. So Sheikh says a lot of people, or some people, they don't know this rule, so let it be known that you cannot do this. وَإِذَا أَخَذَ الْمَالَ وَذَهَبَ يَعْمَلُ شَيْئًا يُجْبِرُهُ بِهِ عَلَى تَرْكِ هَذَا الْمَالِ. And if he took some money, وَذَهَبَ يَعْمَلُ شَيْئًا يُجْبِرُهُ بِهِ عَلَى تَرْكِ هَذَا الْمَالِ. Oh, I see. وَإِذَا أَخَذَ الْمَالِ. What if he did get some money though? This one who's running away, and he doesn't have a weapon, and you can't beat him or wound him or kill him. أَخَذَ الْمَالِ وَذَهَبَ. He took the money and left, and then you caught him. So then what? But he doesn't have a weapon. يعمل شيئا يجبره به على ترك هذا المال. Then he does something to force him to release this money. وإذا كان يهرب بالصراخ عليه لا يجوز ضربه. And if it's enough to shout at him to make him run away, then it's not permissible to beat him. We're talking about a Muslim here. أما إذا بادره بالقتل من غير سبب شرعي. As for if he immediately goes to kill him without a religious reason, فذنبه ذنب من قتل مسلما ظلما. Then he has the sin of someone who murdered a Muslim. He has the sin of a Muslim murderer. وعذابه مثل ذلك العذاب. And his torture would be the torture of a Muslim murderer. فإن فوجئ بالسارق داخل البيت. And if one were surprised by the thief inside the house, فإن كان خاف أن يسبقه بالقتل فله أن يضربه. And he was afraid that he would kill him first, that the thief, the intruder, would kill him, the homeowner, first. This is what he fears. Yani, he was surprised to find an intruder in his house. And so now he says, oh no, maybe he's going to kill me. فَلَهُ أَنْ يَضْرِبَهُ. He does have the permission to strike him. أَمَّا إِنْ وَجَدَ السَّارِقَ وَلَيْسَ مَعَهُ سِلَاحٌ. As for if he found the thief without a weapon, وَلَا يَخَافُ أَنْ يَضْرِبَهُ. And he's not afraid of this thief hitting him. لا يجوز أن يبادره بالضرب. It's not permissible to initiate striking him. This is very important. Subhanallah. Here, Sheikh, he talked about justice here, because what do you think the people would say? The people who don't have religious rules. They would say, oh, he caught him in his house? Good for him. What did he do to him? He did what to him? Man, that's what he gets, huh? So no, you can't take that position. Can't say, well, he shouldn't have been in his house. And look, now he's dead. Too bad for him. Like that, this person did a good thing. You can't take that position. I was just recently thinking about that story about when the Muslim committed treason and tried to warn the pagans about the Prophet's surprise attack of Mecca. And Umar ibn al-Khattab wanted to kill him. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not let him kill him. Because it wasn't just. He didn't have just reason for killing him. So that's how it goes. Some people, they don't care about the religious, Muslims I'm talking about, they don't care about the religious rules. There would be a Muslim who learns what I'm saying to you right now. He would hear it out of my or any teacher's mouth. And then if he did find someone who did like this, he would say, well, he shouldn't have went into his house. Yeah, and he doesn't say that was wrong. That was wrong of him. That was haram. That was injustice. Because he doesn't think according to religious law. He thinks according to something else. Wallahu ta'ala a'lam.